Have you ever felt like you're behind because you don't have one of these super polished 50-step 5 a.m. morning routines? And sometimes you may even feel guilty because watching Real Housewives at 7 a.m. is more of a vibe than meditating sometimes. Now, I get it. It's plastered all over social media that the key to success is having the most powerful, jam-packed morning routine. But something that I've learned over the past 9 years building my 5 businesses is that morning routines aren't all that they seem to be. And interestingly, I have never really been a 5 a.m. morning routine girly, as much as I've tried sometimes. So today I want to dive into the real conversation around the messy action, what it really looks like to build 5 highly successful businesses, and how you can find a morning routine that truly sets you up for success, not someone else's shiny 50-step process. So this is going to be the conversation that no one else is having, and we're going to pull back the curtain on all of it. Welcome to Unstoppable Success. So let me rewind a few years to when I was at the peak of my traditional success journey, and my morning routine looked like waking up at about 7 a.m., filled with anxiety for the day, feeling like I was behind because all of my customers and my business was international. So things were happening as I slept. I would wake up with so many fires to put out. I would firstly open the laptop straight from my bed because I believed if I just got onto it, put out the fires, sorted out the things that were causing me stress, then I could relax. But here's what happened. I started working, filled with anxiety. Before I knew it, it was 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I hadn't even gotten out of my pajamas. I was still anxious. I hadn't eaten breakfast. My body was in absolute overdrive because I was not moving it. I wasn't looking after my health, and my mental health was suffering. That is everything they tell you not to do. Checking emails 24/7, waking up and looking at your phone first thing in the morning, being reactive to your day. And you know what? I was still building 5 successful businesses. They were all growing, scaling, and thriving at that time, but I wasn't. I was having daily anxiety attacks. I was fueled with adrenaline, cortisol. I did not feel thriving one bit. And that actually led me to one of my biggest breakdown moments, one of my most pivotal moments where I almost burnt it all to the ground. And so although I was building success, it certainly didn't feel like it. And maybe that's where you're at right now. But let me tell you, it can get better. We just have to start with taking control of our day and doing the inner work to understand why are we driven by anxiety, by scarcity mindset, by a pure stress function, and start to choose a new way. Now, on the flip side, we have all the gurus and their 5 a.m. morning routines. They're waking up at 5 a.m. because the sun holds the key to success. They're drinking their green juice, even when it tastes absolutely disgusting. And somehow that has become society's key to success. Now me, I am currently in my most grounded, successful era. I am truly making more money than I have ever made in my life. And I feel so grounded, so at peace. I travel more than ever. I have more quality time with my friends, my family, and neither of those are my morning routine. Not the 5 a.m., 20 hours of meditation before you can even open your computer. And it's most certainly a far cry from my most burnt out mode as well. I used to be so embarrassed to share this. I used to never talk about it. I used to never share it because it's so unconventional as a morning routine. but I don't hold back on here. So you get an insight into my morning routine. Now, lately I have been getting more into my fitness. So some days I'm at the gym, I'm going at 6 a.m. to some classes a few times a week. But other days, I'm watching reality TV. I'm talking like Real Housewives, Vanderpump Rules. I'm talking all the Love Islands at 7 a.m. before I start work. I'm having my breakfast, I'm having my matcha, and I am grounding into the day. To be honest, it feels like a form of meditation for me. This truly has been the key for me, is tapping into what do I need in this moment, not what should I do. Now, a lot of this takes a bunch of self-awareness because that could be seen as procrastination if we're watching TV instead of doing our work. But for me, I have the carved out time where I can choose how I want to spend my mornings. And that has been the biggest game changer to me. So girl, if you want to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills at 7 a.m. in the morning, then you get it. Because here's what no one tells you about morning routines. The most successful morning routine is the one that works for you. The key being you. Now, that doesn't mean we throw structure completely out the window, right? Sometimes we need a little self-discipline. Sometimes we need that get shit done energy. Sometimes we need to say, all right, that's enough Love Island for one day. I think it's time to get some stuff done. And we go into hyper productivity mode. We focus, we get our work done because your business and your empire is realistically not going to build itself. But does that mean you have to sacrifice everything else? No. So sometimes for me, it is wake up, get shit done, go to the gym, have my matcha, have my breakfast. I always make sure I'm fueled first. Then I get into my work. But sometimes it looks like filling up my cup, having a slow morning, hanging out with Chris because we both work from home. Sometimes it looks like having my matcha and watching reality TV. But there is no right or wrong. Now, the key here is if you are a bit too flowy, if you're a little bit too in your feminine, a little bit too flowy, like, oh, I'm not feeling it today, like what does my body need? And you're really not getting shit done, then we want to swing the pendulum a little bit the other way. Set some boundaries, put it in your calendar, set a clear list of things to do and give yourself clear focused blocks to really be hyper productive. Now, if you're at the other end of the spectrum where I was a few years ago, burnout mode, all you do is wake up, check your thing, you're reactive, you don't even eat, you prioritize work over yourself, then we want to swing the pendulum back the other way. And so we want to find this beautiful balance in the middle. Now, is it always going to be balanced? No, but we can do our best to check in with what we need, especially as women. We have cycles that we might want to tune into. Sometimes we have certain things happening in our business where we do need to make sure we are on a lot more. And you want to know the crazy thing is in those crazy busy times when I'm running nationwide tours, when I'm doing all of these extra incredible impact-driven tasks, I double down on this more than ever. I double down into nurturing my body with the right foods, making sure I have enough sleep. But more than that, I make sure I have certain times where I can enjoy the things that I love, whether that's going to the beach, whether that's watching TV, whether that's absolutely doing nothing, having a nap. I have scheduled times for flow. That allows me to feel like I have the flexibility because no one likes a rigid schedule and forcing yourself to do something when it's just the energy isn't there. So I have focus time and I have flow time. And this has been the best way that I can manage my energy because that means that I'm not set into a structured thing. I don't put TV in my schedule, but I have flow blocks that I can choose where my energy needs to go. And then when I have my focus time, then I know that, okay, for this 1 or 2 hour block, I am in get shit done energy and I will put everything on do not disturb. I will either do the most urgent task or do the task that I'm feeling most lit up by, most driven by in that moment. And that is truly how I get so much done. It's not actually about time management. It's not actually about how many things can you do in your morning routine. It's about energy management and knowing what your body needs and allowing yourself to ebb and flow with it with a level of boundaries around that as well. So this is your permission slip to sleep if your body needs it, to watch Netflix instead of journaling if you feel called to find the morning routine that works for you. Because here's what building 5 successful businesses has taught me. Forcing yourself into someone else's routine is going to be a waste of your energy. It's actually going to prevent your success. And instead, you need to find that routine that works with you, that works with your energy. So instead of asking yourself, what is the perfect morning routine? Start asking yourself, what does my energy need today? What does my week look like? And what is that going to require from me? And filling up your cup from that place. So if you're still not quite sure what that morning routine would look like for you, just start paying attention to what gives you energy versus drains it. What fills up your cup? What does your body need in a certain season? And tap into your inner knowing, because you usually always know. And also have enough discipline to call yourself out when you're just procrastinating on your goals as well. And remember that sometimes in seasons of flow, we might need a bit more strict boundaries around actually getting things done. However, in seasons of hustle, then we may need more boundaries around ease and flow and rest. But there is no one size fits all, because your needs are forever changing. Your goals are forever changing. Your schedule is forever changing. So allow yourself that flexibility and lean into it. And remember this one thing. You can build a wildly successful business, wake up at 7 a.m. and watch Real Housewives as part of your morning routine, and still be wildly successful. So keep breaking those rules. Keep paving your own damn path, because we came here to be unstoppable. And that means figuring out what works best for you in the pursuit of your success. Keep crushing it. Keep becoming unstoppable. And I will see you on the next episode.